Welp, y'all, we are back. Day 10. It's really the same as day 9 because I doubled up just like I said I was going to do. We just started chapter 4, Deliverance. Now, if y'all hear something in the background, Sunny D, that's Aunt Amby and she's cooking away. How about that? You're going to hear that in the background. That's something to see. Now, Joseph and all his brothers and all the generations died. They died. They're dead. But the Israelites were exceedingly fruitful. That meant there was a lot of them. They multiplied greatly and increased in number and became so numerous that the land was filled with them, far as you could see. Then a new king, to whom Joseph meant nothing, came to power in Egypt. Look, he said to his people, the Israelites have become far too numerous for us. Come, we must deal shrewdly with them, or they will become even more numerous, and if war breaks out, will join our enemies, fight against us, and leave the country. They didn't want them to leave because they was using them as free labor. Come on. We don't want that now, do we? So they put the slave masters over them to oppress them with forced labor. And they built Pithom and Ramesses as store cities for Pharaoh. But the more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied and spread. So the Egyptians came to dread the Israelites and worked them ruthlessly. They made their lives bitter with harsh labor and brick and mortar and with all kinds of work in the fields. In all their harsh labor, the Egyptians worked them ruthlessly. Bad Egyptians. No, but you know what? We're going to hear later on where maybe they had some people they were keeping as slaves too. So I ain't feeling that bad for you. Still not nice to do it to anybody, but I ain't feeling that bad for you. Then Pharaoh gave this order to all his people. Every Hebrew boy that is born you must throw into the Nile, but let every girl live. We're going to throw them boys into the Nile. Whoa, not Moses. Well, maybe after a while. Now, a man of the tribe of Levi married a Levite woman, and she became pregnant and gave birth to a son. When she saw that he was a fine child, she hid him for 3 months. Be honest now, y'all parents. None of y'all had a child and said that child is not fine. So, she saw that he was a fine child, meant she was his. He was her child. Yeah. Not that he was really any finer than any of the other children, because every parent says, oh, what a fine child. Even the ugliest babies get that said over them. But when she could hide him no longer, she got a papyrus basket for him and coated it with tar and pitch. Then she placed the child in it and put it among the reeds along the bank of the Nile. Her sister stood at a distance, or his sister, Moses' sister, stood at a distance to see what would happen to him. Then Pharaoh's daughter went down to the Nile to bathe, and her attendants were walking along the riverbank. She saw the basket among the reeds and sent her female slave to get it. She opened it and saw the baby. He was crying, and she felt sorry for him. This is one of the Hebrew babies, she said. Then his sister asked Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and get one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you? Yes, go, she answered. So the girl went and got the baby's mother. Pharaoh's daughter said to her, take this baby and nurse him for me, and I will pay you. Double when I get my baby and I'm getting paid to have my baby? What? Yeah, this is like about as good as the situation could have gone, right? So, when the child grew older, well, before that, so the woman took the baby and nursed him. We knew that was coming, right? That wasn't even a question. When the child grew older, she took him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. She named him Moses, saying, I drew him out of the water. One day after Moses had grown up, he went out to where his own people were and watched them at their hard labor. He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his own people. Looking this way and that, and seeing no one, he killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. Killing. Killing is sometimes not okay. Yeah. There are times we heard in some of the previous chapters about him going in and killing people, but guess what? Just as a general rule, no. I mean, this he had a reason, but still, in a general rule, for most people watching this, that ain't something we should partake in. Just so you know, that's why we don't do this. The next day, he went out and saw two Hebrews fighting. He asked the one in the wrong, "Why are you hitting your fellow Hebrew?" The man said, "Who made you the ruler and judge over us? Are you thinking of killing me as you killed the Egyptian?" Then Moses was afraid and thought, what I did must have become known. Yeah, it became known, obviously. When Pharaoh heard of this, he tried to kill Moses, but Moses fled from Pharaoh and went to live in Midian, where he sat down by a well. What a lucky place to sit down. Who do you think he's going to meet at that well? Who do you think he's going to meet? Now, a priest of Midian, so this is a priest out there in Midian, right? He had 7 daughters. Man needed some sons. And they came to draw water and fill the troughs to water their father's flock. Some shepherds came along and drove them away, but Moses got up and came to their rescue and watered their flock. When the girls returned to Reuel, their father, he asked them, "Why have you returned so early today?" They answered, "An Egyptian rescued us from the shepherds. He even drew water for us and watered the flock." "And where is he?" Reuel asked his daughters. "Why did you leave him? Invite him to have something to eat." Moses agreed to stay with the man who gave his daughter Zipporah to Moses in marriage. Zipporah gave birth to a son, and Moses named him Gershom, saying, "I have become a foreigner in a foreign land." How about that? During that period, the king of Egypt died. The Israelites groaned in their slavery and cried out, and their cry for help because of their slavery went up to God. God heard their groaning, and he remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. So God looked on the Israelites and was concerned about him. He was concerned about those Israelites. Now, they are kind of his chosen people, in case you weren't aware of that. Now, Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. Yeah, you can hear Amber, can't you? That is Amby there. So, anyway, she's talking to people, so don't worry if you do. Yeah, Sonny D, your dad is on the phone with your auntie while we're trying to make a video for you to hear. What the heck are they doing, buddy boy? Anyway, so yeah, Moses agreed to stay with him, and he gave his daughter Zipporah to Moses in marriage. Zipporah gave birth to the son, and Moses named the son Gershom, saying, "I have become a foreigner in a foreign land." Children are always amazing. During that long period, the king of Egypt died. The Israelites groaned in their slavery and cried out, and their cry for help because of their slavery went up to God. God heard. I'm repeating some here, but that's okay. I lost where I was. They're groaning, and he remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. So God looked on the Israelites and was concerned about them. Now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the far side of the wilderness and came to Horeb. Now here I'm just going to say, So his father-in-law was Jethro, right? And earlier it said Reuel asked his daughters. See what I'm talking about? They change names in here, and it gets a little on the confusing side. Yeah. So, and he came to Hebron, a place, or Horeb, I mean, not Hebron, Horeb, the mountain of God. There, the angel of the Lord appeared to him. Yep, the angel of the Lord's there in flames of fire within a bush. Bushes, when they catch on fire, go up quick. This bush did not go up, right? Moses saw that though the bush was on fire, it did not burn up. See, what I tell you, it's not burning up. So Moses thought, I will go over and see this strange sight, why the bush does not burn up. Good question. Why ain't it burning up? That's a little unique thing. When the Lord saw that he had gone over to look, God called to him from within the bush, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, Here I am. Do not come any closer, God said. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. Then he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. At this, Moses hid his face because he was afraid to look at God. The Lord said, I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt, and I have heard them crying out because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering. So I have come down to rescue them from the hand of the Egyptians and bring them up out of the land into the good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey. Man, do I love honey. Put honey in anything and it's good. The home of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Yeah. And now the cry of the Israelites has reached me, and I have seen the way that the Egyptians are oppressing them. So now go. I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. But Moses said, God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? And God said, I will be with you. This will be the sign to you that it is I who have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God on this mountain. Moses said to God, Suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them, The God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they ask me, What is his name? Then what shall I tell them? And God said to Moses, I am who I am. That is what we are to say, or what you are to say to the Israelites. I am sent me to you. I am who I am, the great I am. How about that? God also said to Moses, Say to the Israelites, the Lord God, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. This is my name forever, the name you shall call me for generation to generation. Moses said to the Lord, Pardon your servant, Lord. I have never been eloquent, neither in the past nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and tongue. The Lord said to him, Who gave human beings their mouths? Who makes them deaf or mute? Who gives them sight or makes them blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go, and I will help you speak, and I will teach you what to say. But Moses said, Pardon your servant, Lord. Please send someone else. Then the Lord's anger burned against Moses, and he said, What about your brother Aaron the Levite? I know he can speak well. He is already on his way to meet you, and he will be glad to see you. You shall speak to him and put words in his mouth. I will help both of you speak and will teach you what to do. He will speak to the people for you. It will be as if he were your mouth, and as if you were God to him. but take this staff in your hand so that you can perform signs with it. Yeah, getting good, right? So Moses starting out a little baby, coming from this promised people, the chosen ones, right? Gets taken, put in a river, brought into Pharaoh's home, learns all about the Egyptians from the Egyptians, leaves there, goes out, and guess what? We're on the middle of page 47. We're going to wrap it up at 15 minutes and a little change because we did one already today, and I don't want to go long on two. I went long on the first one. But I just want you to know I love y'all. I'm so blessed to have you here as subscribers, as viewers, as listeners watching this wonderful thing. I hope Sonny D is right there right now. And I hope Sonny D heard his dad talking to his mom on here. You're right. All right. I love y'all. Be blessed. Have an amazing day. Bye.